352 versus 65. What are you reading into that vote?
You know, this is an 84% agreement from the members of the U.S. House, and that is unprecedented. It is so unprecedented. It almost reads like a typo. And to answer your question, what we should read into that is that there is clear political momentum to do something about TikTok in the U.S. And as you mentioned, is that the Senate, it now goes to the Senate. It has been referred to as an uphill battle in the Senate, an uphill in part because it's probably going to take somewhere between 2 and 3 months before the Senate actually takes a vote, if they do take a vote on this. As far as how that will play out, it's undetermined. I actually believe, just given the momentum coming out of the House, that this could get through the Senate. And if I may just keep playing this forward, if in fact that does happen, then, of course, it goes to President Biden's desk, and therefore it would likely get signed into action. But any good thriller, of course, does have a hanger here, and the hanger is the but, and that is related to what happens with the next presidential election. And so if, again, we keep playing this forward, if the next president is Trump, he would likely do what he can to reverse all that happens. And that gets us back to this point where I'll kind of bring this together with what my probabilities are. I think that there's a 25% chance that TikTok gets banned in the US, 25% chance a divestiture is forced, and a 50% chance that nothing happens.
That's a high chance of nothing happening. Gene, I'm just wondering, if it does get sold, who are the potential buyers?
Well, it's a pretty short list. So let's first talk about what the valuation would be. Is if you use a similar revenue multiple that Meta trades at, that's about 7 times revenue, and then you look at TikTok's U.S. business, that implies a valuation of about $100 billion. And so that's real money. There is considerations around which companies can get that money together. Those companies, Activision's former CEO is talked about putting together a group. I think he has enough strength to do that. Of course, the focus on Meta, that probably won't happen just because of regulatory. And then there is could be other corporate buyers too. I mean, the irony here is that the original potential buyer of TikTok in the U.S., this is 4 years ago, was Walmart. Walmart was the original one interested in this, and then that got blocked through some of Trump's actions at the time. And so it's going to have to be obviously a bigger buyer. It doesn't have to have issues related to regulation, and it's probably around that $100 billion valuation. And if I'm ByteDance, and there is a threat of divestiture or get banned, I probably take the $100 million and run.
Gene, we know that China will be up in arms, no doubt. I'm just wondering your take on it. Should TikTok be banned?
Well, this is one I want to respectfully pass on. I can say that I can just maybe speak for one piece of the conversation related to TikTok, the impact on teens and the youth. Instagram in the U.S., the average time spent is per day. Instagram is about 40 minutes. And it's about 70 minutes for TikTok. I mean, these products are highly addictive. And so from my perspective, I'll just step outside of the geopolitical ping pong match related to this and just say that I think that there needs to be better curbs in terms of some of the usage here. And again, I think that this ultimately does get through the Senate.
ByteDance likely to challenge this, right, on legal grounds. What challenges do you think it will face, Gene?
So in the Senate, the reason why this has been referred to as an uphill battle, despite all the momentum coming out of the House, is that the senators are looking at this more of what is the government's role in terms of regulating business more broadly. And of course, the state of Montana has tried to put effectively a ban, and that was overturned in the courts. So there has been some precedents that essentially these This is meddling in an area where lawmakers should not. It's just not the Senate's job. There's other means, other governing bodies to regulate business. And so I think that that's probably the piece. And then within that, of course, comes to free speech. So there's the side of the free speech piece, which would likely stand up. There's the side of the national security piece to the TikTok conversation. And that's where I think that this ultimately would get grind through the courts, is that the supporters of this bill, it's about the national security side.